Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 15 and see how this particular iPhone holds up in the later part of 2025. Now, the big thing to keep in mind here is that with something like the iPhone 15, this is one of those types of devices that I still think in a lot of ways holds up very well. When I look on the outside, this particular device still looks very, very good. You're getting a fairly large display. This phone feels fairly expensive with its frosted glass back and, dynamic island, and it still is giving you USB Type-C, which I think is something that's really nice to have. USB-C is like one of the most important things to have inside of an iPhone nowadays, and you're going to be getting that type of capability inside of something like the iPhone 15, which is awesome. Now, outside of that, there's been a lot of updates on this iPhone this year. Number one, it's going to be basically giving you iOS 18 or iOS 26. The iPhone 17 only can allow you to install iOS 26, but the iPhone 15 gives you both iOS 18 and iOS 26 updates. And the thing I can tell you right now is that on iOS 26.1, this iPhone does a pretty good job, at a lot of things you throw at it. It got a lot of features within iOS 26, and I do think from that side, it does a pretty good job. But iOS 18 is still a more stable version of software when it comes down to it. Look, if I'm going through and installing a version of software here, iOS 18 is going to be the type of version that's going to be giving me a better impression and giving me a better experience. So that's kind of the way I'd kind of think about it from that side. Although iOS 26 is giving me more features and more bells and whistles, iOS 18 is the one that's going to be giving me more type of capability. It's going to be giving me more stability. The battery life is also going to be significantly better on iOS 18 as well. So if I'm going through and installing a version of software, that's the type of version of software I would recommend installing. And once again, is iOS 18. The battery life is better and the performance and stability. There's way less lag on iOS 18. Although over time, I would expect iOS 26 to get better. Even on iOS 26.1, even on an iPhone 15, I'm still experiencing some lag and the battery life not being as good. I did compare the iPhone 17 against the iPhone 15. And the thing I was basically noticing, the thing I noticed the most of at that time was basically my iPhone 15 build quality wise was holding up fairly well. Camera wise, it was also holding up fairly well, minus dual captions, that kind of stuff being missing. The biggest thing was the ProMotion display. Having a ProMotion display on an iPhone 17 is kind of that big thing. And I feel like missing out on that is a very, very strange thing. I like having that type of capability, having, ProMotion, things like that. You're lacking those on the iPhone 15. But I will say in the later part of 2025, this phone still holds up fairly well. It still is giving you the most important things you need in a phone, like a dynamic island, USB-C. You still have quite a bit of zooming in, zooming out here, and it still is a very good phone in a lot of ways. But I do think with something like an iPhone 17, if you want to upgrade, go for it if you have all the money in the world. But I would not upgrade just yet. I would keep my iPhone 15 for like another year or two before upgrading. So in terms of that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.